Okay, so marilah kita sambung how to find inverse matrix by using properties. So we have seen how to find inverse by using adjoint, by using ERO, which is maybe kamu tengah confused lagi sekarang, but it's okay. Now we are going to see how to find inverse matrix by using properties. Okay, so kalau kita tengok untuk ERO, the question specifically said that find inverse by using ERO. Okay, kalau kita tengok untuk adjoint pun sama juga, find inverse matrix by using adjoint method. Okay, but for properties, kalau kita tengok kat soalan, okay, yang soalan ni saya lupa tinggalkan space ni, saya bawa pergi bawah lah, kamu pandai-pandai lah uruskan. Okay, kalau kita tengok dekat soalan, you can copy down the question here. When the question said hence, okay, when the question asks you to find AB, and then the question said hence deduce, that is when we are going to use properties of inverse. Okay, hence something ni, hence ataupun deduce, confirm mesti kena guna properties. Boleh tak saya nak cari guna adjoint method? Tidak. Okay, because the question said hence. When the question said hence, we have to use what we have found earlier. Okay, alright, so this is our properties of inverse. So we know that A inverse, kita inversekan lagi, we are going to get matrix A. A transpose inverse is equals to A inverse transpose. AB inverse is equals to B inverse A inverse. Kita tahu dia tak commutative, matrix is not commutative. So kalau kita ada determinant of A inverse is equals to 1 over determinant of A. Okay, so what I want to focus here is for properties number 5 and 6 dekat sini. Okay, so let's say, okay, there are two things that you have to know. Okay, bila saya tulis A, B, C itu ialah matrix kan. Kamu kena bayangkan dia sebagai matrix. Itu bukan unknown, itu ialah matrix. Okay, so if we have A, matrix A times matrix A inverse. Okay, bayangkan dia sebagai matrix. Matrix A darab dengan matrix A inverse, you are going to get matrix identity. Okay, so kalau tak percaya bolehlah cuba sendiri cari matrix A. Contoh kamu cari matrix A ni, kamu cari A inverse, kamu darab 2, you are going to get identity. Okay, matrix identity tu apa? Takkan tak tahu lagi. 100 dan seterusnya lah. Okay, itu one thing yang kamu kena tahu. Okay, the second thing that you have to know is matrix A. Saya tulis sini lah, nampak sikit. Tadi first is A times A inverse, we are going to get identity matrix. The second one is if you multiply a matrix by identity matrix, you are going to get that matrix lagi sekali. Okay, tak percaya boleh cuba juga. Macam contoh kita ada 1, 2, 3, 4, kita darab dengan matrix identity, kita akan still dapat 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, boleh darab sendiri. 1 darab 1 tambah 2, kita dapat 1. 1 darab 0 tambah 2 darab 1, kita dapat 2. Okay, you're going to, so this is I, this is A, this is I, so you're going to get matrix A. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to use properties number 5 and 6 dekat sini. Macam mana kita dapat properties number 5 dengan 6. Okay, let's say if I have multiplication of matrix AB, let's say if we multiply matrix A and matrix B, we are going to get identity. Okay, so the question said find A inverse. So as you can see from here, there is no A inverse. So kita kena wujudkan A inverse. So macam mana kita nak wujudkan A inverse? We have to multiply by A inverse. So now saya nak multiply by A inverse. So make sure bila kamu multiply, kamu kena multiply dekat side yang sama. Let's say kalau saya multiply A inverse dekat sini, saya kena multiply dekat sebelah kiri. Let's say kalau saya multiply A inverse dekat sebelah sini, saya kena multiply di sebelah kanan. Sebab macam saya cakap tadi, AB is not equals to BA. Okay, matrix tak commutative. So tak boleh suka-suka hati multiply depan belakang. Sebab kita tahu kalau dia tak same order, dia tak follow the order, kita tak boleh cari nilai dia, betul tak? So make sure you multiply on the same side. Okay, so let's say here we want to multiply by A inverse, so AB. So here you have to multiply on the same side, which is left times I. Okay, so here A inverse times A. So from here we know that A inverse times A, we are going to get I. So here is IB, here is A inverse I. Okay, so the second thing kat sini, any matrix multiply by identity matrix, we are going to get that matrix. Okay, so I times dengan B, kita akan dapat B. A inverse darab I, kita akan dapat A inverse. So straight away we are going to get A inverse is equals to B. Okay, so contohlah kalau soalan tu nak find B inverse. Let's say kita masih lagi dapat AB equals to I. So kalau soalan tu nak cari B inverse, we know that we have to change B times B inverse equals to I. So kamu tak bolehlah darab dekat sebelah sini. Okay, tak bolehlah darab B inverse dekat sebelah sini. Dia tak boleh jadi kat sini. Okay, so we have to multiply on the other side. So we will have AB B inverse equals to I B inverse. Okay, so this one akan jadi I. So we are going to get AI is equals to IB, any matrix multiply by identity matrix, we are going to get that matrix. So kita ada B inverse is equals to A. Okay, so that explains properties number 5. Okay, properties number 6 pula macam mana? Kita akan tengok terus dekat soalan. Okay, let's take a look at the question. Boleh copy down the question first. Given matrix A and matrix B, it is known that AB is equals to KI. So we know that if we multiply matrix A and matrix B, we are going to get a constant and identity matrix. So kalau kamu tak dapat ni, contohlah tak kisahlah 3i ke 4i ke 5i apa-apalah. Kalau kamu tak dapat dalam bentuk macam tu, maksudnya multiplication kamu salah. So please check your answer back. Okay, sebab jangan buang markah. Kita tahu dah jawapan, so make sure you have to multiply betul-betul lah. Okay. So now the question said find K and hence deduce an A inverse. Okay, specifically said hence deduce A inverse. So you know that you have to use properties here. Okay, but before that, let's find AB first. Okay, so matrix A times matrix B. Saya harap kamu tak salin je make sure kira sendiri, kira betul-betul, and this step kena ada. Jangan terus guna calculator, saya boleh tahu. Okay, lagi satu tips saya nak bagi dekat sini. Kalau nak buat multiplication, let's say lah kamu tengah work on this part. Okay, this is row 2 column 1. Okay, this is row 2 column 1. So yang di atas ni row 2 column 1. Okay, so 2 times 1, 3 times negative 10, 4 times 7. Okay, let's say if you are working on here dekat sini. Okay, this is row 3 column 2. So row 3 darab dengan column 2. Sorry, column 2. Row 3 column 2. 1 times 1, 5 times 4, 7 times negative 3. Okay, be careful on your multiplication. So here you are going to get 200,020,002. Which is, this is equal as 2,100,1,010,001, which is equals to 2i. Okay, so ngamlah apa yang soalan cakap dekat sini. It is known that AB is equals to KI. So we know that AB is equals to 2i, which is our K is equals to 2. Okay, contohlah kalau tiba-tiba kamu terdapat kat sini, tiba-tiba dapat 3. Kamu tahu jawapan kamu salah. Okay, sebab kita tak dapat KI. So please check back your answer. Okay, so settle that part. Find K, settle. So now we want to find A inverse. The question said deduce A inverse. So we have to start from here. AB is equals to 2i. Okay, this is the hence part. Hence IZ. Okay, so we have AB is equals to I. Okay, the question said we have to deduce A inverse. Okay, ataupun saya tukarlah soalan ni jadi find. Contohlah find A inverse. Tak ada A inverse kat sini. Kita cuma ada AB is equals to I. So kita kena wujudkan A inverse. So how? Are we going to multiply by B inverse? Nope. We are going to multiply by A inverse. Adakah kita akan multiply A inverse dekat sini? Tidak. Kamu tak boleh suka-suka hati darab depan dengan belakang. Okay, ingat multiplication we have always need to check the order. So So kita kena multiply dekat side yang sama. Okay, so now we have to multiply here. A inverse AB. 2 is a constant, biar je dia dekat luar. So now kat sini kita ada A inverse time matrix I. Okay, so here these two akan jadi A inverse times A akan dapat identity B. So here we will get 2A inverse I. Okay, any matrix times by identity, we are going to get that matrix. So B times I, we are going to get B. 2A inverse darab dengan I, kita akan dapat 2A inverse. Okay, so now the question is, we want to find A inverse. So contohlah kat sini kita ada 2A inverse is equals to B. So we want to find A inverse, 2 kita bawa pergi sebelah. So we are going to get A inverse equals to 1/2B. Okay, janganlah tulis B over 2. Ingat saya cakap A, B, C ialah matrix. Okay, kita tak tulis 1, 2, 3, 4 bahagi dengan 2. Betul tak? So, please write it as a constant. Okay, tulis macam ni, 1/2. So, that is what we mean by properties number 6. Okay, kalau kita ada AB is equals to 2I. Macam dalam case kita, AB is equals to I. So, A inverse akan jadi 1/2 times dengan B. So, now let's say if we want to find kalau soalan cakap pasal deduce, kat sini dah cukup. Okay, macam soalan ni cakap pasal deduce, here is enough. But if the question said A inverse, find A inverse, we have to multiply lah. A inverse is equals to 1/2 times matrix B. Balik atas, ini ialah matrix B kita. Okay, so write it. Okay, so sekarang kamu dah tahu macam mana nak gunakan properties of inverse. So kita tahu this all of this, kita dah tahu macam mana nak guna. Kita tahu dua main thing kat sini. Okay, so saya nak tunjukkan satu lagi soalan. Okay, you can copy down the question first. So here we have given matrix A. Given matrix A, show that A square minus 4A plus 3I equals to 0. Hence, find A inverse. Okay, so kalau macam soalan tadi dia suruh cari AB, hence dia suruh cari A inverse. But for this question, dia tak suruh cari A inverse. Dia bagi kita yang ini. Okay, dia bagi equation kat sini. For this type of question, mesti menggunakan properties juga. Okay, before we find our A inverse, kita show ini dulu. Okay, saya dah tekankan daripada chapter 1 lagi, bila soalan suruh buat show, kita tak boleh buat serentak. Okay, kamu tak boleh masukkan ini, lepas tu sama dengan 0, 0, 0, 0, apa-apa semua. Lepas tu tiba-tiba sama dengan 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, ini salah. Okay, tak boleh buat serentak. Okay, if the question asks to show, you have to choose one side. Ada left hand side or right hand side. So obviously kat sini kita akan pilih left hand side lah. Takkan kita nak mula daripada 0. So now we have A square minus 4I, A square minus 4A plus 3I. Okay, we want to start from left hand side. So now kita just masukkan the matrix. So matrix A square is A times A. Bukan kita squarekan ni tolong jangan macam-macam. A square is A multiply by A. So we have sini kita dah shown kan. Okay, so please remember, if the question asks you to show, mesti kena buat left hand side and then dapat jawapan. And this is let's say kita mula left hand side dekat sini, and now kita akan end dengan right hand side. Okay, so 0 dekat sini represent 0 matrix lah. 0 matrix tu apa? Balik semula kepada type of matrices kita. Semua entry kita ialah 0. Okay, so this is how you want to show. Macam saya cakap tadi, tolong jangan buat serentak. Salah dari atas sampai bawah salah. Okay, so now we want to find A inverse. The question said hence, so we have to use here what we have here. So now we have A square. We have A square minus 4A plus 3i equals to 0. So the question said find A inverse. Dalam equation ni tak ada A inverse, so kita kena wujudkan A inverse. So kita nak wujudkan A inverse, kita kena multiply by A inverse lah. So each term kena darab by A inverse. Tolong jangan buat macam ni Jangan darab semua ni dengan A inverse. Tidak, matrix tak boleh macam tu. Okay, ingat A kamu kat sini ialah matrices. So kita tak boleh darab semua dengan the other matrices, matrix. So apa yang kita akan buat ialah kita akan choose one side. Contoh dekat each term, kita choose one side dekat each term. Contoh saya nak darab A inverse di sebelah kiri semua. Okay, semua dekat sebelah kiri. So kita darab A inverse dekat sebelah kiri. So here we are going to get A inverse A square minus 4 is a constant, biar je. A inverse A plus 3 constant juga. A inverse I equals to A inverse 0. Yang di sebelah kanan pun kena juga. Okay, so nampak for every term semua A inverse saya berada dekat sebelah kiri. Okay, so now we are going to simplify. So A inverse times A square. A inverse times A square, we know that A square is equals to A times dengan A. So kalau kita pecahkan yang ini, A inverse times A ialah I A. So we are going to get I A minus A inverse times dengan A sama juga, kita akan dapat 4I plus 3A inverse. Any matrix multiply by I, kita akan dapat matrix tu juga. 3 ni constant jangan usik, biar je, jangan hilangkan dia pula. Okay, so here we are going to get A inverse sahaja, ini masih lagi 0. Okay, so now the aim is to get A inverse. So biarkan A inverse dekat one side. So we are going to get 3A inverse equals to, yang lain bawa pergi sebelah, 4I minus AI. So we know that ini AI ini, any matrix darab dengan identity, we are going to get that matrix. So ini akan jadi A sahajalah, minus by A. Okay, ini jangan hilangkan 4 pula. 4 bukan matrix, 4 ialah constant, so dia akan still jadi 4I. Okay, so now ialah properties number 6 tadi. Okay, if we have a constant, kita bawa pergi sebelah, 1 over 3 4i minus A. Lagi sekali saya cakap, jangan buat 4i minus A divide by 3. Buruk sangat nampaknya di situ. Okay, so now kita just masukkan, the question said find A inverse, so we just put our value. I is a identity matrix. So matrix A kita ada, matrix A. So here is our matrix A. 2, -1, -1, 2. 2, -1, -1, 2. Now just kira je lah. So you should get 1 over 3, 2, 1, 1, 2. So your final answer is 2 over 3, 1 over 3, 1 over 3, 2 over 3. Okay, so that is how you find A inverse by using a properties. Okay, so kamu akan tengok banyak lagi soalan jenis soalan macam ni dalam tutorial. So jalan kerja masih lagi sama. We just have to multiply by A inverse. Let's say the question said want to find B inverse, you multiply by B inverse. Okay, so senang je, tak ada masalah. As long as when you can see dia sudah cari multiplication and the question set, hence kita akan guna properties. Okay, how to use properties? Basically this step you have to ulang-ulang je lah. Okay, alright, so that is all for today. And here is your exit ticket. Thank you and bye-bye.